What is going on, people? Welcome to the Midwest Mike Sports Show. I'm your host, Mike Klean, and I am joined here by the one and only Midwest Mike. What is going on, buddy?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm afraid I put this on, and I feel like people are gonna bash me on the show today wearing anything Bucks, but I'm
I
doing all
fucking
right
hate.
after last night, man. Doing all right.
I don't know what I call it. I don't really call it a hatred for the Bucks. I don't hate them. I don't bet on them often, and yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to bet on them again, man.
Well,
But
we've go ahead.
Sunday, I thought it was just the perfect spot to back the Bucks. I mean,
It
they're up
was.
21-0 going into the fourth. Just how
Yeah.
the Falcons have covered four straight. The Bucks losing two straight. Playing their third game straight at home. I mean,
Mm.
it's a two possession spread. I mean, and got backdoored.
Yep.
And if that wasn't bad enough, then you got the Commanders and the Browns throwing interceptions in the red zone to win each game. So
Yeah, in the final seconds.
I think the Commanders were first and goal at the 3 with 20 seconds left.
Hmm.
That's just how that sums up Sunday.
It
So
sums up Sunday. Yes, it does. But with the Bucks, we've found ourselves either against them or with them almost all 5 weeks. So maybe it's time to just I
yeah,
don't
one
know.
thing I realized I'm probably gonna get back to doing some NFL teasers. This weekend would have been a great teaser weekend.
Yeah.
Like teasing the Browns, Bucks, the Vikings, stuff like that. So
Right.
college football, not so much on the teasers, but NFL definitely gonna get back to doing more teasers. So
Beautiful, man.
um, yeah,
Excited for those because last year you went on an insane run with teasers, and this year in the beginning they just kind of weren't kind to us, and the straights have been obviously very good.
yeah, I had
So
a crazy primetime teaser run. Now we're on kind of a primetime straight bet run. At least the last, 6-1 in the last Monday and Thursday games. Actually, the last three Thursday games, we've cashed 10 to 12 unit plays. And the only one we've lost in the last 7 Monday and Thursday games was that Giants game against the Cowboys. So,
right.
uh, yeah. So we got a gross game this Thursday, the Bears game. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll look to keep it rolling, and then
Yeah.
Sunday got a really good one with the Eagles and the Cowboys, and
Hmm.
then Monday, who do we got? We got Denver and the Chargers.
Oh gosh, another Denver spot, man.
Yeah, Denver's getting a lot of primetime games, man.
Yeah, they want Russ on TV. He might not even be on. I didn't he have surgery on his shoulder or something?
Who? Russ?
Russ. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had something done. I'm not too sure. We got Raphael in the house. Let's run it back. Let's do it. Nice bounce back day yesterday. We got the Savage himself, Edward. What up? How you doing, buddy?
Roger.
Raja. What up, Raj? Can't wait for baseball. Yes, Dodgers future. Here we go. Here we
Yeah.
go. We
Hell
got
yeah.
Colin. Let's go back on track. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Walker. What happened Sunday? I don't know.
Well, we just kind of talked
Nothing went
about
our
that.
way.
Just kind of talked about it, Walker. I don't know if you're familiar with any of the games, but the Bucks were up 21-0 in the fourth.
Yeah.
I love the spot. Yeah, they're up 21-0 in the fourth quarter. Falcons have covered four straight, dealing with injuries. Pitts was even ruled out. Not just Patterson, but Pitts was ruled out.
Yeah.
The Bucks had lost two straight at home, playing their third in a row at home. Love the spot for the Bucks. We got backdoored, and then the Browns and the Commanders both had shots to win the game. Commanders first and goal at the 3-yard line with 20 seconds left, throw an interception, and the Browns did the same thing. So that pretty much sums up Sunday. Sunday was just bad beats. Stuff didn't go our way. It happens. Just like the Miami game on Saturday. I would take Miami again in a heartbeat too. They fumbled to tie the game. They're in the red zone and fumbled it to tie the game and still almost pulled it out at the end. So
They really did. and
And they also went for it on a 4th and 1, just like the Bucks did. Didn't get
yeah,
it. So those could have been field goals. Miami also missed a field goal. The Bucks, could have kicked a field goal there and we would have covered.
yep,
But they didn't. They went for it, didn't get it. That was in the first quarter. So it's just a combination of all that stuff had to happen to lose each one of those plays.
and it did.
So yeah, it happens.
It
That's
happens.
betting.
That it does. We got Game On in the house. What up, Will?
What's
How you
going
doing,
on?
buddy? Miss you, man. Miss you. All right, so we got MLB playoffs today, but first and foremost, let's take a look at the last 13 weeks here.
Yeah, we
Two
gave
bad weeks, but
yeah,
still
well, 2 weeks
plus.
ago, -11. I'm not really worried about that. Last week
Mhm,
was the big one where we gave back almost everything we did 2 weeks prior when we finished up 60.
mhm,
So we got a nice start yesterday to the new week. Cash 5 units on the Raiders plus 7.5. Well, I said to play it for 10 if you're up. So I personally played it for 20 and played the first half for 4. And then we also had that teaser for 3 as well. So
mhm.
we officially finished up a little over 7, unless you played the first half lean, which I'm not getting credit for, unless you played the Raiders for 10 instead of 5. There's a lot of those games that extra units and stuff that you don't get credit for. But
Yep.
finished up officially over 7 units yesterday. Good start to the week. Looks to keep it rolling here today. And my goal is to just have a huge week, focus on each day, be strict on the grading, strict on the volume, and put together a huge week and get back most of everything that we lost last week. Get that back up, because heading into last week, we are up 78 units, over 78 units heading into last week. Last
Mhm.
week was a disaster, mainly because of losing 40 units on Sunday. So,
Yep.
um, and we dropped 2 10-unit plays Saturday and Sunday. So, and had a lot of gross beats, but that's just the way it goes. So that's what happened. I would do the Browns over. I would do the Bucks over. I do Miami over. I have absolutely no regrets on those plays. It just didn't work out. So
Yep. It is what it is. And NFL straights still looking pretty good. So heading into week 6, heading into
yeah,
Thursday night.
still almost
Um,
60%, up over 20 units on straights. And then
absolutely.
we had that huge parlay day where we had like 35
Yeah.
units in parlays. And even the few weeks before that, we were hitting 5 unit parlays. So
Yeah.
we're still got to be up over 30 units on NFL parlays too. So up about 50 units in the NFL through 5 weeks, 10 units a week on average. I'll take it. So,
Absolutely, man. And now week 6, we get back to doing what we do. But
yep.
MLB playoffs today. We're all pumped for the Dodgers, obviously. Games are starting in
Yeah.
about an hour. I know we can't say much on anything, but anything that you want to talk about.
Um, I'll talk about the Cleveland game. I can't believe the money line is that high for
Mm-hmm.
Garrett Cole. I don't know. This is a game I'm going to play in probably a different way. So I'll talk about Cleveland, but I definitely think there's value on Cleveland plus 175. Um, Cal Quantrell, I think the Guardians have won 16 of his last 17 starts, including 6 straight.
Mm,
Garrett Cole has not been that good in September. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I think he made 5 starts in September. His ERA was not that good. He's given up like 9 home runs. Um, Cleveland's hot. They're one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. I don't have their record in front of me. They're 24-7 in their last 31 or whatever that number is, but
mm-hmm.
they're extremely hot right now. Yankees, they're not known for hitting bombs and all that stuff, but Yankee Stadium is more of a hitter-friendly ballpark. So if they can put together some extra base hits and stuff, they should be able to drive in some runs. I think there's value there. I mean, there's value on a lot of these big dogs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, just and a lot of these teams that are the dogs, they just won their wild card series, so they got some momentum and stuff, obviously.
Absolutely.
But there's also a couple of them where I think the momentum stops here. You know what I mean? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but the Guardians, definitely, I think there's value there. Um, plus 175 is absolutely crazy. Garrett Cole's shown that he's not the greatest in playoff games as well. And the second half of the season, the Yankees slumped. So,
Yep.
and the Guardians have a top 4 bullpen in the MLB. So, yeah, Cal Quantrill hasn't pitched as well on the road, but at plus 175, it's hard not to nibble a little bit on that. So,
That is, man. That really is. And you tend to find yourself against Garrett Cole quite a bit. So,
yeah, I'm not a fan of him. I mean, I don't like the Yankees personally, but
right.
I think Garrett Cole's overrated. He's overpaid.
Yeah.
And once that sticky stuff shit came out, he's not been the same pitcher. So it was
You're
clear
right.
as day that he obviously had something to do with that kind of shit. So,
Yeah. Well, speaking of sticky stuff, did you see all that shit that was on
oh,
Musgrove's ear? I mean, what the hell was it?
I'd be embarrassed as a Mets fan. Like, what? You really gonna check him out and all that stuff, dude? Just because what do you have 4 or 5 strikeouts in 7 innings? I mean,
I
he's
mean,
had games like that in the regular season. Like
I
The Mets just suck right now. They suck.
they
They
do,
were terrible in September. They were terrible in the playoffs, and they got lucky they even won the one game. I mean,
realistically. But the ear was slimy, man. Looks
I
slimy.
didn't see all that. I just saw him reviewing it. I was out of town this weekend for the
Yeah.
softball tournament and stuff. I just saw the video of him getting checked out and stuff, but nothing happened of it. So,
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it was
hey,
just
and if
sweat.
he's able to do that and kind of get away with it, more power to him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. As far as the Mets, you shouldn't have even been in that position. You pissed away the division. Um, they should not have been in that position at all. So
I agree
that's just
wholeheartedly,
more,
man.
oh my God, we're down. What do I do? I got to blame it on the pitcher. And
Yeah, kill the momentum somehow.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. G-Men won outright. Yes, sir. The Packers in the second half just seemed to have woes.
See,
I
that's
don't
a
know what's going
spot where
on.
I would have played the Giants in a teaser. I'm just not a big fan of those London games, but yes,
Yeah,
they did, and it worked out. The Vikings won. We got that Vikings futures over 9 wins to win 7 units.
looking
There's some
good.
more. There's some more NFL money. I got an Eagles future just over 2 units to win 25 units at plus 1100. That's
Mm-hmm.
looking good. They're the only 5-0 team in the league.
Yep.
So, and we talked about it before the season began, how the Packers aren't going to be the same. We like the Vikings to win the division, and right now they're on top of the division.
Yep.
They're 4-1. We're 5 wins away from a push, 6 away from cashing our 7-unit futures on the Vikings season win total over 9. So,
Beautiful, man. I actually doubled up. So you know this, but I actually took them to win the division two at plus 230. So I not
yep.
only have that future in, but I got 2 units to win whatever it would be on that as well. So I'm pretty excited about it.
They're
I'm
not
rolling
as
for the
good.
Vikings.
The Rams really got exposed this weekend.
Yeah.
They have no protection. I mean, granted, Dallas has a great defense and stuff, but the Rams really got exposed this weekend. I didn't think they were that bad. I had the Rams in a 2-teamer, Saints and Rams money line.
Hmm.
Partly because just the Cowboys, keep covering all this shit with Rush. They're going on the
Yep.
road against the Rams. I didn't love the spread, but I liked the Rams to win, but that did not happen. And yeah, the Rams are in a lot of trouble.
They are. Absolutely, man. We got David Fernandez in the house.
What's going on, David?
He is. He is very tall. All right, what do you guys think about the Raiders going for it on 4th and goal instead of kicking the field goal tied up?
I know they said on the TV analytics that they go for it. I could see them being a 1-3 team to do it. Maybe if there wasn't as much time left.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, granted, their defense did get a stop, so I get the thinking of, okay, if you don't get it, you know, Mahomes more likely to try to run the ball, run the clock out, not be as aggressive, which might actually help you get a stop.
Right.
which it kind of did. So that part of it worked out. But me personally, you're 1-3, man, and you just pissed away a big lead. I personally, I'd kick the field goal, put your faith in the defense, um, which didn't look good in the second half. But
Yeah.
I mean, I would have kicked it. I actually did not see that coming. So once they did that, I'm like, oh my god, if they don't get this, and now the Chiefs get a touchdown, I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
So, but luckily, it all worked out. But yeah, I don't know. I like it. I mean, I like the call. You know, being
Mm-hmm.
aggressive. You're 1-3. You got the team
Right.
on the ropes. Put the pressure on them. Um, Jacobs was running the ball really good. He had 2 huge weeks in a row. I think he had another 125 rushing yards yesterday.
Yep.
So it's tough, but they did stop him. They had the ball, had that Adams throw, been in bounds. They would have probably kicked
Been
the
able to
field
kick
goal and
the
won the
field goal.
game.
Yep.
So it's
Yeah. I mean, to me, they had they had all the momentum, and that's Josh McDaniels for you, man. He's that offensive mind, and
but
he's
I didn't get the Chiefs being that aggressive before that, going for 2 to try to make it a 9-point game. That's what didn't
no.
make sense to me. I'm like, what are you doing? Either way, at 8, you kick the extra point, and then the team has to score a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion either way.
Right.
Where so when you see that happen, and then you see the Raiders score a touchdown, and then they're going for 2 to try to go up one, it's like, what the fuck is going on?
It was scripted for the Raiders to cover and maybe win. That's what I'll chalk it up to, because that Chiefs call really, really does not make any sense in my mind
No.
as a
I
person
mean, I
who's
get
watched
to
football
make
my
it a
whole
two
life.
possession game, but dude, you're the Chiefs playing the Raiders at home, and you got all this momentum. Just kick it. And you saw it, they didn't even convert the 2-pointer anyways. You know what I mean?
Nope.
So kick the extra point.
They
Unless
kept it right at 7.
who knows, maybe the field goal kicker would have missed that one too.
Maybe.
That penalty on 4th down when they kicked the field goal, and then there was that holding penalty.
Oh, that was
I
fucking shit.
about fucking went nuts, dude. Are you kidding me? You finally make a stop, and then you do that shit?
It was such a bullshit thing too. He cooked them just so the guy could run through. It's so dumb. So
Yeah.
fucking dumb.
But they could not make a stop on 3rd down to save their life. They
No.
finally do. And then on the field goal that's missed, there's a holding penalty, automatic 1st down. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I think that's actually the first time I've ever seen that in the NFL, personally, for watching a game. Like on a field goal attempt, a hold on the defense. Normally, the only time you ever see a hold on the defense is when they're holding receivers, in the middle of the field or whatever. Weird.
One thing, though, about that roughing the passer shit, man, they need to make that reviewable, because that was a bad call. I'll take it. We were on the Raiders, so I was
We
liking
got
it.
2 of
But
those, realistically.
yeah, but they got to make that reviewable. It's
Yeah,
you got to
I
be able to
agree.
review that.
Well, they had that.
So.
They had back to the Buccaneers. I mean, all game they were roughing Tom up. I mean, arguably those were roughing the passer, and then they got a roughing the passer at the end of the game just to extend that drive.
Yeah.
And realistically, it might have actually worked out in our favor if they would have just not had that, and then they would have kicked a field goal because we would have been covered. But um, it's wonky, man. It's a wonky thing, and I feel like it's tough. We all blame the refs, but the refs are also in a tough position, especially with all this concussion stuff going on, because it's just like, okay, well, these quarterbacks are taking a beating. Clearly, the league wants these quarterbacks to not be hurt, so they want to protect them, and it's just a whole thing where I mean, I don't know.
I'll tell
I
you
don't know
what,
what to make
seeing
of it.
that Tua concussion though, and the Colts game, Hines going out,
Mhm.
and him like it was 2 weeks in a row. It's like, oh my god, that's some scary
Yeah.
shit, man.
Well,
That's
again, another thing I've never seen. I've never seen a
and we've seen
person
it
be
2 weeks in a row.
concussed and they're
Well,
wobbly.
3 weeks in a row because 2 of the week before that too.
Right, he
So
stumbled.
yeah,
So, I mean, I've never seen this. It's weird. It's really weird. What the hell is going on? Um, Colin, Roll Tribe. Mike throwing in some nice comments here.
Yeah,
Your
I appreciate it,
respects,
man.
appreciation.
Uh so we're still working on getting our main Instagram account back. It was hacked 2 Sundays ago. Instagram's just a pain in the ass to work with, but we're working on that. I think I'll get it back. It's just a matter of time. So in the meantime, we did create a backup. Instead of MWM Ike Sports, it's just spelt out Midwest Mike Sports, same logo. So that's on Instagram. We still have the same Twitter, still have the same TikTok. And you can also use the contact us form on the website or just send an email to contact@midwestmikesports.com.
Yep. And realistically, that's probably the best way to contact us.
Yeah, Mamba. No, I do not see the Yankees in the World Series. I see the Dodgers and Astros in the World Series. That's who I see in the World Series. I don't think the Yankees have the pitching. Um, and again, it's just like why I'm so high on the Dodgers. They have the most. They have the better pitching. They have the most consistent hitters. Um, Granted, the Yankees have somewhat come alive here and there lately, but the Astros have they're kind of the Dodgers of the American League. Their pitching has been on point pretty much most of the year. The lineup has been consistent. You know what I mean? It's just they're just way more consistent. The Yankees are too up and down and all that stuff. Just like the Dodgers, they've just been consistent pretty much all year long.
Yep.
And in the playoffs, the pitching is the biggest thing. And
Yep.
the Astros have a better bullpen. Yankees they don't even have Chapman in the lineup here right now. Which, granted, he hasn't been as good, but I think they need him in that bullpen because I think it's going to show even in this Guardian series. The Guardians, like I said, have a top 4 bullpen. So the
Yep.
key for the Guardians is like today, if they can get a few off of Cole, get some extra base hits, get a few runs in the second half, the Guardians got a shot at shutting them down. I mean, with this top 4 bullpen. So,
Absolutely.
and the Yankees bullpen, they've been known to give up games here. Even that Clay Holmes, he screwed us a couple times in the regular season. I remember in extra innings and all that shit. So, yeah, no, I don't see the Yankees in the World Series. I see a Dodgers Astros World Series. That's how I see it. But
So then
time
it's
will
gonna
tell.
now if time does tell, it'll be you versus Mattress Mac.
Yeah.
Did he put like a monster
Oh,
future on the Astros again?
he does that every year. It's a write-off for his mattress company if it loses. So
I know it's epic, but it'll
yeah,
be you versus him.
yeah.
That'll be pretty fun. So Francisco in the house, what up?
I think the Yankees can lose the series. Yeah, like you probably were not at the beginning, but I was talking about how I like the Guardians plus 175. I'm probably gonna play this game in a different way. I'll have my full card posted, by the way, right after the show's over. I got pretty much everything done, so I'll be posting everything. I do have one parlay posted that starts in 30 minutes, so that's all that's posted right now. The rest is coming. But um, yeah, I talked about it. Garrett Cole, not that good in the playoffs. I think he's overrated. I don't think he's that good to begin with. Cal Quantrell, the Guardians have won 16 of his last 17 starts. They've won 6 straight. And it's more if he can just kind of limit contacts, maybe try to allow a couple runs or less. And if the Guardians can keep up with them, like I said, in the second half, if you see a 2-2 tie game or 2-1 Guardians lead after the first 5, the Guardians got a shot of shutting them down in the second half. So I'm not high on Cole. When I see Cole and all these money lines at -2 something, you got to look at the other side. I mean, the Guardians, how hot they've been over the last month to be
Yeah.
plus 175 with the pitcher. They've won 16 of his last 17 starts. Granted, as I said, I know he's not as good on the road, but still, Garrett Cole, who cares? -2, whatever. Hell no.
Yeah. I don't blame you. East South. If you can't take team totals, what do you suggest?
Well, like today, I will likely have a team total. then maybe, I mean, I'll put a note in the portal, like maybe sprinkle something on the money line, but it always helps to have extra books, guys. I don't know what state you're in. For my parlays and stuff, guys, I use Heritage Sports. Anyone in the US can sign up with them. You got to deposit with Bitcoin, get paid in Bitcoin, but they have team totals. They have great lines. It's a very sharp book. You just got to get, I would then find a book that has team totals that you can bet those on. You got to have a book. I mean, it's good to just have extra books, anyways, just to shop lines and all that stuff with as much as we do this, right?
Mhm.
It saves you money, definitely in the long run. So, it doesn't hurt to have multiple books, guys. Whether you use one a lot or not very much, it doesn't matter. Like even Heritage, they have the best lines for in regulation hockey. Like I'm not kidding you. My one book doesn't have it. My other book will be like minus 220 on an regulation, and Heritage on that same line will be like minus 140. I'm not kidding you. It's like
Wow.
70, 80 cents cheaper. So stuff like that. And that's why I use them for parlays, is because they have great lines on everything. And you can on Heritage, literally, you can buy runs, you can buy points, you can do whatever the hell you want. It's like combining a parlay with a teaser, and I mean, you can literally set your own line pretty much on any game.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
I love it. I love it. Game on. Mariners have no chance. Why? Why they got no chance?
I don't
But
think they have any chance either. I think it's been a cool run. It's been cool that they ended their drought getting into the playoffs. But
mhm.
like today, you got Logan Gilbert versus Justin Verlander, man.
Yeah.
Gilbert hasn't been that great lately, and now in the playoffs, I could see him getting rocked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really. Um, it the Mariners, yeah, they're a good team. They've done some cool shit. Their win streak, 14 in a row or whatever the hell it was, getting into the playoffs again and stuff. But the Astros are the real deal. And I think they'll find that out. And speaking of, that's why Soto, didn't he do something in the last game or something on Sunday? And then after they won, I saw him not talking shit, but like saying how San Diego's the team and here we come LA and all this shit. That dude hasn't done shit since he's been traded to the Padres. I think maybe he hit a home run on Sunday or something, which had to have been his first home run in fucking 2 months. But it's like, okay, tough guy.
Yeah.
Now you hit a home run, and now you're just yeah
He's back.
yeah talking shit to the Dodgers. Okay, that's smart.
Yep.
So it just reminded me of that. But
They'll quiet him up.
yeah,
But if the Yankees make it to the World Series, do you like them?
no,
Dodgers all the way. What if the Dodgers don't make it?
I'd have to see who they're playing.
Yeah.
But I'm not high on the Yankees, man. I'm not.
Yeah. I get you. You haven't
I'm
been all
not.
year. So it makes sense. Mike throwing in here, what do you use for straights? And then do you have a favorite book? Baseball book
Uh,
type.
I mean, I have a couple local books, and then Wisconsin legalized sports betting. So I've been driving. It's like over an hour away to this book. I've been going there almost daily just to put extra on the plays of the day and the big football plays and all that stuff. So like yesterday, which is cool because yesterday, guys, I'm not kidding you. I didn't get there in time, but they had the Raiders +8 at +110. Every book in America was 7 -110.
Right.
So when I first got there, it was +8 at -105, -115, something like that. And then after I put 16 grand in, then they finally moved the line down to 7. So I got some tickets at 8, some at 7.5, and then they moved it to 7. So I said, well, fuck that. I got 16 in there on that. And then I did the first half for 2 at 4.5, -105. And then immediately after I put in the 2, that's why they limit it per ticket, 2 grand, so they can move the lines on you.
Hmm.
So after I put in the 2 on the first half, 4.5 -105, they moved it a half point, 4 at -105. I hit that for another 2, and then I just left. So I threw 20 grand in there, and then now I got to go collect almost 40 grand a day from it. So, but I use a
Should
couple
be fun.
locals. Yeah, I use a couple locals. I go there to do my like spots that I really like where I'm going to put extra money on. That's kind of how I've been playing those lately.
Mhm.
What is this? You want to get this shit off here?
Yeah, I don't know what is going on, guys, but there seems to be some type of spam here, so don't click
Perfect.
anything.
Um, Yeah, so that's what I use for straights. I use Heritage. Heritage is a great book, guys. I use it for parlays. I don't get anything by referring you there. It's just a book that I've used for years. They have the really quick payouts. You deposit with Bitcoin, get paid Bitcoin. You can do a payout request at 9 a.m. and you'd have it in your Coinbase wallet or wherever, whatever wallet you're using, literally within like 2 hours. You can withdraw up to 5,000 a day, up to 20 grand a week. Except on weekends, it's $2,000. Saturday and Sundays that you can withdraw. Monday through Friday, it's $5,000. So, and if you're more of a VIP with them and they get to know you, you can adjust those a little bit too. But yeah, they give you your 8th deposit free. So, for example, say you wanted to deposit $700, you could do 7 $100 deposits, and if you were to lose that 700, they would then give you $100 free, for example. So they give you your 8th deposit free. But I just like it because you'll see in NHL they have the sharpest in regulation lines. You can parlay team totals. You can do all this sort of shit that a lot of people can't do, and that's why
Right.
I can't even post a lot of the stuff that sometimes I like because not everyone can do it. So I
Yep.
avoid posting stuff that most people can do. So
Mhm. Yes, sir. Sam, he's upset with us. He wanted to find a date. Sorry, guys, about the spam. We have no control over that. Hopefully, no one clicked
don't
any.
you are you dating some girl? You sent me a picture.
Don't out him like
You,
that.
you
What are
already
you
got your
doing?
you already got your hands full, bro.
Bad Mama, what do you think about the Steelers? Mike Tomlin, first losing season,
Let's
or
see who
will he
they
have
got.
one?
Let's see who they got left here.
Yeah.
Uh
I think their season win total was set at 8, if I'm not mistaken,
ooh.
beginning of the season.
So they beat the Bengals. They lost to which we were on the Steelers against the Bengals. They lost to the Patriots by 3, which we were on the Patriots 2.5. And then they lost to the Browns, which we were on the Browns. I didn't
Mhm.
realize this. So we cashed the first 3 of their games going against them and with them on the one.
Mhm.
And then yeah, lost to the Jets, lost to the Bills. So and the Bengals game they really even shouldn't have won. So
Right.
yeah, they're 1-4. They got the Bucks this week at home, then the Dolphins, then the Eagles, then the Saints, then the Bengals, then the Colts, which they could lose all those.
Mhm.
And then the Falcons, which you could even lose that, and then the Ravens, and then the Panthers. Hopefully, you can beat the Panthers, and then the Raiders at home. Who knows? Uh, and then the Ravens and the Browns again. Yeah, I would if you're still able to pound their season win total, I would pound the fucking under personally.
Yeah, what the hell you think it's at?
Eight
Gotta
seems
be at
really
6.
high right now.
Yeah, 8 seems very high. It's got to be at 6 at this point. It has to
I
be.
mean, what's the odds on 3 or 4 at plus money and hammer that shit?
Well, this is where you go check Heritage Sports. All these
Fuck,
plugs,
man.
they need to give us a code or something, man.
Literally,
Uh,
they're not going to beat the Bucks, the Dolphins on Sunday Night Football in Miami, not likely. The
mhm.
Eagles on the road in Philly, not likely.
Mm-mm.
The Saints, yeah, at home, who knows? The Bengals, who knows? But you got the revenge factor now. The Bengals already should have won, and so I doubt they win that one. The
Right.
Colts on the road, probably not. Colts got a good D, man. The Falcons on the road, who knows? The Ravens. I mean, yeah, they could win the Panthers, but you got the Ravens twice, the Browns again. Oof.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Rough one. Nick York. What are your thoughts on Braves over 3.5 today?
Uh, yeah. I don't love it, but if I was to, I wouldn't take the Braves run line today, and I also would never pay 2 something on a money line. So if I was to somehow play that game, that would probably be how I'd play it. I mean, I have the Braves money line in a parlay, but that's a parlay. I'm talking straight bet. That yeah, I mean the team total is how I would probably play that game if I was forced to play something in it today.
Love it.
So
Roger thrown in here 4.5 minus 120. That's the Steelers line.
you can get it at 4.5.
That's what he's saying.
Dude, I'd take the under, man.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Maybe a little
Dude,
episode
they have to
21
they can
chat play.
actually win 3 more games, which
Yeah.
may not even happen. They're definitely not winning 4.
I think they'll
It's
play
not happening.
spoiler maybe on one or two spots.
But
maybe.
they have to win 5 games to lose that bet.
I know.
4 more games. It's not going to happen.
I'm with you.
It's
Let's
not going
do
to
it.
happen.
Let's pull the trigger. Episode 21 chat play. Everybody in here got it.
Yeah.
It's not a bad look.
Wow.
Hey, this is a good question right here. Buffalo, Kansas City total.
You were talking about this yesterday.
I was. It's a big game. Everybody and their grandmother's going to be on this.
I know. So it's opened at like 53.5. It's at 54.
Under's getting money.
I told you I kind of like the under initially. I haven't dug into this, but I mean, we got to know who's playing for the Bills. I mean, there's injuries and all that stuff, but let's see where the money's coming right now.
I mean, Kansas City just gave up 29 to the Raiders.
Dude, part of the whole thing was this was a look ahead spot for them to the Buffalo game. So
what about the Bucks? It was garbage time, the Bucks, but they still gave up 31 to the Bucks too, who can't seem to score. I mean, the Bucks
with
couldn't
4
score
rushing yards. 4 rushing yards. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 attempts for like 4 yards. Yeah.
The over's getting 58% of the money. The under's got 25% of the bets, but 42% of the money. Yeah, like I said, I haven't dug into this a whole lot yet, but my initial lean was possibly an under there. This could be a good teaser game though, too. Maybe the Chiefs plus 10 and under 61. I mean, I'd wait till later in the week because shit's going to fluctuate here. But
right.
I mean, the Chiefs are at home.
What's the line for the game?
3. Buffalo minus 3.
Buffalo, wow.
It's gonna be a good one, man.
These
are probably the 2 best teams in the league. So
yeah. Well, it's the rematch of what was it, the divisional round last year?
Yeah.
Which was absolutely an electric game towards the end of it. I mean, all the scoring of all those touchdowns and shit.
I don't know. Initially, I'd maybe take the Bills there. I mean, I have no idea right now. I got to dig into it, but that'll be a game. Definitely, just keep watching throughout the week and see what usually after a while, you can pick up on shit, with the line movement and all that shit. So
sure,
but there is like the Browns. I probably should have locked in and posted earlier in the week when it was plus 3. That would have had us cash that one. So there will be certain NFL spots that I'll probably start posting earlier, just for that reason. But I posted the Bucks earlier. We got a good line on that, but just didn't work out. Absolutely. We got some good games though this week. Well, Thursday's game, Washington and the Bears. I don't know what you guys think on that. I haven't dug into that at all. Got the Jets and Packers, which Jets getting plus 7? Maybe. The Bucks minus 8 on the road against the Steelers. I ain't touching that shit.
I don't know. I don't
The
know.
Browns Patriots, that's intriguing. Browns -3 at home versus the Patriots. You got the Colts
Mm-hmm.
-2 at home versus Jacksonville. You got the 4-1 Giants +5 at home versus the Ravens. San Fran -5.5 on the road versus the Falcons. You got Minnesota -3 on the road in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a Miami spot. Depending
No
on
Tua,
quarterback
or maybe
scenario.
Bridgewater's might be
Well,
out too.
depending on the QB situation. But Kirk Cousins in a just on the road in general, man, and in Miami, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals -2 against the Saints on the road. You don't want to say must win this early in the season, but that's kind of a must win spot for the Bengals. I mean, really for both teams. You know what I mean? They're both 2-3. 2-4 is ugly to start the year.
Oh yeah.
And then you even got Arizona and Seattle. In Seattle, which should be a good game.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams and Panthers. Panthers +10.5. New coach, new QB.
You think they
Buffalo.
come together as brothers and get the cover?
Buffalo 2.5, 3, and then you got the Eagles -5 at home. That's one of the games of the week too. The Eagles and Cowboys Sunday
Oh,
night,
big time.
and then the Chargers and Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cowboys are actually getting more money. They're getting 54% on the spread and 85% on the money line.
Game on thrown in here. He might snag the Cowboys early this week.
Really?
That if the Phillies O-line, they're not healthy, they could potentially be a Cowboys defense spot
When they
again.
are healthy, I've just talked about this before. I think they have probably the best combined offensive and defensive line in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're a little banged up now, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that Eagles Cowboys. Yeah, we will definitely have a play on that game, for sure.
Yep. Oh yeah. It's an interesting slate, man. It definitely is an interesting slate. A lot of cool games to break down.
Even the shit games, the shit teams, they're actually good games though. You know what I mean?
I mean, dude. Look, I mean, I talk about it every week. I mean, look at the parity in this league, man. It's just parity. Half these games are getting almost 50-50 money splits by game time. And I mean, just look at it. Any given week, any of these teams could beat anybody. I mean, that's the
That's the
product that the
NFL.
NFL wants. But that's
Yeah.
what they want. And this to me might be one of the first years that it's actually coming true, because I mean, come on, the Chiefs losing against the Colts can't move the ball at all, but it got done. You know what I mean? And we won on that game. So I'm not
How
complaining. I'm just saying.
how's the Bucks Steelers the over getting 91% of the money? How? Doesn't even fucking make sense.
Maybe they think Tampa is just going to roll their ass.
The Bucks and Steelers over 44 getting 91% of the money.
I don't know. Maybe, I mean, the Bucks technically could put up 35-38 themselves. They could. It's possible.
Ugh.
In Pittsburgh, though, I mean, I don't know, man. I think, obviously the market is adjusted to Tom Brady, and especially Tampa Tom. I think a lot more people like Tampa Tom than they did New England Tom. And I think that they're overvalued as far as these lines per week. I just really do. They haven't shown really anything to be. I mean, I know it's the Steelers. I know that, but, I just feel like they're a little overvalued. I did lock in them to win the Super Bowl, and that's just a personal bet last week, just
Oh
so I can root
God.
for it. It's just one unit, but I got the best line out there at plus 1,400. I believe now it's way less than that. So I did get the best line available for that spot, and I know Game On likes that because me and him are very big Tom Brady fans. But that's that.
Yeah.
Interesting spot. All right, very quickly. We got NHL. You want to touch on it? Touch on it.
I will have actually 1 to 2 NHL plays. I got a side and then possibly a total on the same game. So
Awesome.
let's talk about that more next week after we get the season going here and there's a little bigger slate than 2 games.
You got it. But excited to
And
have you back, man.
we got
You
NBA
know?
coming up too. So yeah, excited for that.
Game on. See? That's my guy. Yeah, I mean, maybe Tom, I actually personally like it as well. They're not healthy right now, but I rather them not be healthy now than later in the season, just as fans here. And Brady does get his teams clicking in November, and we saw this on their Super Bowl year. They came along towards the end of the season. Mike, I know you're laughing, but they did. And as fans, that's what I want to see. I might not bet them again the rest of the year unless we're in the Super Bowl, but I got a future on them now. I have to root for that, and I'm always rooting for Tom, baby. I'm always rooting for Tom. I just see him out there, and I just believe in life. You know what I mean?
I gotta go throw up.
Don't you have any player that just gets you going, man, ever in your whole life? Come on, you had to have somebody. Maybe KG,
Yeah, I mean,
Kevin Garnett.
there's players, but I ain't got like hard-ons for them and shit, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's players. There's also players I hate, but
Yeah,
I'm all about the money, man.
I know.
I don't let I bet against the Vikings. I had a huge play at Eagles versus the Vikings. I bet against the Vikings.
Yeah.
Just like the one guy we met in Tampa that we were texting with yesterday.
Yeah.
He's a huge Chiefs fan. It's like, what don't you get, man? Like you're not betting against the Chiefs could still win. If the Chiefs win by 7 or less, you cash the bet. Well, it's against the Chiefs, so I can't do it. Makes no sense to me. Like the way I look at it, okay, still play the bet because I'm really confident in it, and it's a really big play that I have $30,000 on. Play it, and even if it didn't cover, okay, well, your Chiefs blew out a team. Then that means, and they won by over 7. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or your team either loses or wins but doesn't cover, and you made some extra cash like you would have. The Chiefs won and you would have hit the spread and you would have made money. So I don't get that shit about betting against your team and stuff. I'm a Minnesota guy. I like the Vikings, but I've shown that I have no problem betting against them. I'll lay 20 units against them if I think that it's a bad spot for them and they're going to lose. Like I have no problem doing that, and I will root for it. I will root against them and say, "Fuck you, Cousins. Please throw an interception. Please fumble the ball. Whatever." I'm all about the money, man. I'm all about winning.
Yeah.
Tom Brady don't pay you nothing, right?
Tom Brady has been a person in my household for the last 23 years, man. I'm only 27. So since I've been 4, he's been a staple in my life. There is not one other player in the world that I have loyalty to. He's the last one standing. And when he goes, I'm all about the money, and I'm quickly learning that. And we've talked about that, and I'm learning that very quickly, especially after some major bankroll mistakes in Tampa when we were there, personally for me. But Tom's the only guy, man, I still have loyalty to. He's given me just so much out of my life, man. So much. I fell in love with football watching Tom Brady and Brett Favre. Those were my guys, man. And, I mean, he's still a staple. I got my dog now at 27 with the Tom Brady jersey on. It's just, he's the last one, dude. He's the last one.
I don't have any like big ones now, but I guess growing up, like Reggie Miller was a big one for me with the Pacers.
Okay, imagine Reggie Miller still fucking out there shooting threes right now. You're telling me you're not fucking rooting hard for him? I mean, I know you'd still bet against him on any given night, but come on, it's your childhood guy.
But betting on him every week?
Well, I don't bet on him every week. Every week I like him. Which just might happen to be every Sunday.
Yeah.
But all right. Last couple of comments here. Game on saying the defense is key. Yep, I totally agree. I guarantee If you did talk to him, you better be getting me on those calls with you, my man. But maybe to San Francisco with the marital problems. Who knows, man? Who knows? Francisco, let's go. Brady, come on, baby. All right. That pretty much concludes this show, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Mike, any closing notes? All right. Well, I think Mike's internet might have went down. He is frozen right now. He had some internet problems before the show. So I'm just going to sign off, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys make the show what it is. As always, invest wisely, live freely.